All right, so starting from box position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to do cat-cows with our breath. So inhaling as we extend the spine, and then exhaling as we flex. So as you inhale through the nose, you're going to point your tailbone up, chest up, head forward. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck the tailbone and round the spine one vertebra at a time. And we're going to do this 5 times. Very nice. And then back to a neutral spine. You're going to kick that left heel back with a flexed foot. Reach that right arm forward and look straight between the fingertips. And hold. And then you're going to go to the other side. This helps to balance the spine. It also helps to start engaging and working that core. So we're going to do each side 2 times total. Switch. Very nice. From here, I like to take a child's pose, so reaching the hips back, fingertips forward, forehead on the ground. So after the spine is nice and warmed up and the core is nice and warmed up, we're going to go into heel kicks. And on this portion, you can use a band or ankle weights to make it more challenging. So I will show you that option here. So I'm going to set that here. We're going to add one more movement before we get into that. So line up the wrist, the knee, and the ankle all in one line. And then you're going to just stretch out and reach overhead. This is a modified side plank. You can also add a leg lift if you like, or you can keep it in the stretch version. And then we'll switch to the other side. On the way up, I like to take a little bit of a back bend, open up the chest. Very good. And then I go into the other side. So ankle, knee, and wrist are all in one line. I reach my arm overhead for a nice lengthening stretch. And then I'll take that leg, lift it up. Helps to strengthen the hips, engages the side body. Very nice. Awesome. Okay, so from here, we're going to do 2 more movements on the hands and knees. So I'm going to add the band just to add some extra resistance. So back to that box position. And from here, I'm going to keep a nice neutral neck. And I'm going to kick my heel toward the ceiling. My neck's not neutral now because I'm looking over that way to make sure the form looks good. So we're going to do 20 on each side. If I don't have a band on, a lot of times I will exaggerate the knee pull toward the chest just to get a little bit more core in there. And then on number 20, sometimes I will hold it like this for a little bit of an added challenge, or I might do a little pulse movement for 15 to 20. Bring that knee down, and then other side. So just doing a static hold on this side, a little bit of time under tension, especially with the addition of the band. And then bring that knee down. Now I'm going to take it to the side just for 10 each side. These are called fire hydrants. I did not name it, but some clever person did. 10 is enough, especially if you have a band on. Very good. I'll switch positions for the second side so you can see how it just goes directly to the side. All right, so that's 10 and 10. So we're going to make our way to the back. We're going to do a set of Jane Fondas here. So with or without a band, works great. Nice supported forearm here. Do 10 to 15, somewhere in there. If you're just starting, maybe 10. I'll just do 10 for the sake of time. From here, we are going to do hip bridges. These are one of my favorites. These are wonderful for everybody who has a core and a pelvic floor, which is everybody. You can actually pair these with Kegel exercises to further strengthen the core. If you have a yoni egg, you can use that as well. So feet about hip width distance apart. You're just going to lift and lower the hips. So we'll start with 20. And then from here, we'll go right into bridge marches. So we'll do 20 total, 10 each side. You're just going to pull that knee back toward the chest and march those legs, keeping nice and lifted, nice and steady in the core. Very nice. That was 20. Sometimes people need a little bit of a recovery movement in between. So you can pull those knees in, rock side to side. It's the low back loves this one. All right, the next one is the hardest of the bridge series. It's called a one-legged bridge. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna lift. We'll start with the left side, so you'll lift that right leg, and this hip is gonna be the one that touches the ground and lifts. And so we're just gonna do 10 on each side to start. Once 10 becomes hard, you can just add a couple more reps, but I've been doing this for a long time and I don't really go above 12 to 15 per side on this unless I'm doing them in sets. And you're going to want to think about pushing into the heel of your foot. You should feel it in the glute and the core, but more the glute on this one. All right, other side. Very good. So from here, I'm going to take the band off and we're going to get into the core. So my favorite part of the core is this activation. So what we're going to do to activate the core is we're going to come back and we're going to do a eagle hold. So you might be able to just get your right knee over your left knee, and that's fine. If you're able to wrap that foot around and kind of lock the toes by the ankles, that's super awesome. So adjust yourself here. I want you to be super mindful on this one. I don't like things that put pressure on the upper, the shoulders and the neck. This one can if you don't do it right. So that right arm is going to go under. Since the right leg is over, right arm goes under. Fingertips are going to grab the palm of that left hand. I'm going to take a big breath. I'm going to actively think about relaxing the upper body and just using my core. And then I'm going to lift my elbows towards my knees and I'm just going to hold and breathe. If it feels like my neck is getting too involved, I might just rest my head down and keep the hold. And that still does a really great job of activating the core. And then once I've had enough there, I'm just going to let it all go. Take a nice full body stretch. And then we're going to do the other side. So this time the left leg is going to go over. The left arm is going to go under. I'm going to adjust. Think about relaxing that upper body, engaging the core, big breath in, and then lifting the elbows towards the knees. Some unfold, another big stretch. And then from here, we're going to bring the feet together, let the hips fall open. Put your hands on your belly. Big inhale through your nose. Feel your belly lift. Exhale through the nose. Feel the belly relax. 2 more. One more. Very nice. Hands down at the side. What we're going to do, we're going to lift the heels and bring them back down. I call these butterfly pulses. And we're going to do 20 total. So from here, one of my other favorite recovery movements I call windshield wipering. I just let the top leg fall inwards and then just kind of let my hips windshield wiper side to side. All right, we got 3 more movements. So you're gonna flatten the low back. So usually there's a curve. You're gonna want to flatten that out. Legs at 90 degrees, tabletop. You're gonna touch one heel at a time. We'll do 30 of these. Relax the upper body and breathe through the nose. Very nice. So we'll hug the knees in, rock side to side. The next movement is a static hold. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift both legs up, lower that left heel, scoot back a little bit, and then just let that left leg hover about 1 inch off the ground. Keep both feet flexed. There we go. Can't quite get my foot in there, but imagine a flexed foot. And then we're going to do the other side. Let's see that foot. So keep it. If you feel that low back coming up or you feel any low back involvement, simply eliminate that curve and kind of push the low back into the mat. Don't forget to breathe here. You'll probably start shaking a little. Awesome. Drop those legs down. Quick windshield wiper. The last one are dead bugs. We'll do about 30 of these, and that'll be that. All right, so knees up, arms up. Opposite leg, opposite arm, kind of like in the beginning. Very nice. Sometimes people will touch their hand to the opposite knee just to help them get into the rhythm, because this is an activity that integrates the left brain and the right brain, which is a wonderful thing. We all want to be integrated, but it can take some practice to get the rhythm. But once you get it, you can kind of do it without even thinking. Again, keep the low back flat on this one too. When it starts to arch up, it's because the low back is trying to help, but we don't want it to help. We want to have a strong core, not a tense low back. So we have to think about what we're doing. Very nice. I'm gonna grab the knees, roll up to seated. Excellent work.